Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Spidey64 back here again with NASCAR News Discussion episode 108. And today we're here to talk about some recent news that has just hit the NASCAR world. And it is a driver that will be making their full-time Cup appearance next year. And we're going to be talking about that today. But before I do that, thank you guys so much for everything you've been supporting and doing. Also, these new style of videos I really do enjoy doing, even though they took a long time to make. But hey, it's now time that I make these official videos. So today we're here to talk about Matt Tifft going to the number 36 Ford Mustang for Front Motorsports next year. He'll be teaming up with Michael McDowell and David Reagan, and all three of them will be teammates next year, and they will all be individually driving race cars. So now time to get on to with my opinions. But first, I'll talk a little bit about Matt Tifft. Matt Tifft, he drove in the Truck Series and the Xfinity Series, and I mainly know him because he was in the Xfinity Series because he drove for Joe Gibbs Racing and such, and didn't really do too well over there. He basically wasted a ride over there at Joe Gibbs until he went to RCR, which surprisingly he almost made the championship for. Which, if that were to happen, I would have been pretty pissed off and stuff like that. But Matt Tifft has pretty much he's kind of wasted a lot of stuff in his freaking career and such. I mean, he drives for these big teams and such, but he drives for these big teams, and he doesn't really do anything. Well, he's not driving for any big team this year. I mean, he's driving for a smaller team, which I mean, that's something that I at least do like about this move. But yeah, getting into just my official opinion on this, I really hate this. I just really do. I mean, the fact is that you picked the most randomest guy from Motorsports. You picked the most randomest guy out of Matt Tifft, a guy who wasted potential at Joe Gibbs Racing and at RCR, and then you're just gonna bring him here like, he seems ready for a Cup. Let's just bring him up. No, that is not how you do things, okay? That is not how you do things. So basically, as you can see, that I'm pretty mad about this decision because, one, I mean, I don't hate Matt Tifft, but honestly, I just don't really care for him. I mean, he hasn't even shown that he's even a good driver at all. I mean, he's basically just kind of a paid driver. You know, he's just there just to cash it out and just do whatever. I mean, I really kind of don't see any talent level at all in Matt Tifft. I mean, the only time where I remember in my head, plus NASCAR, plus the Xfinity Series hasn't been racing for like a month now or something. A month now, yeah. There hasn't been one time where I've seen Matt Tifft been close to winning a race. The only time was at Road America, and Jeremy Clements won the race. I mean, how? Just, okay, I like the fact that Jeremy Clements won, because that's pretty much an underdog win as a whole. But the fact is that how do you lose to such underfunded team? You're driving for Joe Gibbs Racing. Oh, wait, I don't need to explain it. He's just talentless, Matt Tifft. But, yeah, and when I really heard this announcement, I banged my fist on the table in school. Just because, I was just so mad. Just because wasting so much time. And I actually honestly thought Matt Tifft was replacing someone. I thought he was honestly replacing David Reagan or Michael McDowell. I'm not saying that these guys are great drivers or anything like that, but they deserve to have Cup rides at least. David Reagan and Michael McDowell and stuff like that. And so, yeah, he'll be driving the 36. I don't know what sponsor he's going to have, but I don't even know. It's weird how he's driving the 36 and not the 35. I don't know. But, okay, the fact is, and also something else, and that is, I do like how Front Motorsports wants expanding operations and stuff like that. And also, they got the 83 charter from BK Racing and stuff like that. So they will be in every race next year. But the fact is, why did you go with another driver that's Okay, honestly, if you wanted to go to a bigger team, if you wanted to have a bigger driver or something like that, then why didn't you go with a driver that already has Cup experience and can maybe produce, I don't know, somewhat of a good finishes? Like, I don't know, there's a couple drivers like Casey Mears. Casey Mears, I mean, he hasn't. I mean, hey, he's basically a free agent now. I'm not saying Casey Mears because it's Kamikaze's driver. I'm just saying that because Casey Mears is the driver that just comes to my head as to he kind of deserves a Cup ride. Or why don't you just use David Gilliland again? Well, then again, he's now having a truck team and stuff like that, and he's basically competing in truck races, but yeah, it's just. So overall, my overall thoughts on this whole move, Matt Tifft going up to the Cup Series, it will backfire. Matt Tifft will just prove bad runs. He'll probably only get one top 10 finish at a restrictor plate track, probably at the Daytona 500. Everyone's pretty much gonna wreck, and then he'll just finish second like Bubba Wallace did. But yeah, this right here is just a complete on. I don't like this move at all. I mean, Front Motorsports are already killing themselves, are already shooting themselves in the foot. So, yeah. So, there you go, guys. That is my thoughts and opinions on Matt Tifft going to the 36 or going to the Cup Series full-time next year. I honestly do not like this move. And this just proves as to why NASCAR is just kind of going downhill, because teams don't pick talented drivers. They pick drivers that are just cashing for the money and such. And I know that money is important stuff, that they need sponsors. But why can you? But the fact is, why can't you just go with talented drivers and stuff like that? I mean, it explains why. I mean, Brett Moffitt is not even is basically a free agent now. I mean, seriously. I mean, and plus the fact is that team owners, they do want to work with, stuff like with guys like Brett Moffitt and such. Dale Jr. even said that. But the fact is, he doesn't have any sponsorship. So, yeah, that's just the deal. I don't know, guys. It's too much for my brain and such. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, leave it a like. Comment down below what you think of Tifft going to full-time next year. Hey, at least he's driving a nice car next year, Ford Mustang, but that's the only deal. It's not even going to survive, I don't know, the next couple laps in a race, but, yeah, and actually later I will make my thoughts on Chase Briscoe going full-time in Xfinity next year, and I think Justin Haley as well. So I'll see you then. See you guys in the next video.